After 2 unforgettable days in Flagstaff and Sedona, I was eager to get to Page. When I was researching things to do in Page, the list was extensive. I knew we wouldn't be able to get to all of it, so we focused in on the Glen Canyon area, Lees Ferry, and the Glen Canyon Dam itself. This is pretty cool. This thing's just right outside of our campsite. I'd seen these in Hot Springs, North Carolina. I really couldn't see it up close. I couldn't tell how big it is. But they rent these things out. I want to go in one, but so they got locked doors and stuff. Oh, ain't nobody staying in there. Oh, that's cool. It's got bunk beds. It's like a queen size bed and a table. Huh. And they have air conditioners up under. In the 1920s, automobiles began using Lees Ferry because it was the only crossing of the Colorado River in the area. It was not considered a safe crossing because of the adverse weather conditions and regular flooding. In 1929, a bridge was built over the canyon and was named the Glen Canyon Bridge. 5 years later, it was renamed the Navajo Bridge. The original bridge was closed in 1995 after the new one was completed. The original bridge is 834 feet long and 467 feet high. It is the 9th highest bridge in the United States. This is the Horseshoe Bend Trail. It's 1.5 miles round trip. And it's about a mile south of Walmart. Which Walmart is over there. That's pretty cool. Glen Canyon down. Carl Hayden Visitor Center.
I have years of water. I have Jesus lotion. I don't water. I can't.
This is Wahweap Viewpoint, Lake Powell. Water level's still way down. I think it's still over 100 feet down. So all of that would be covered in water normally. It just looks like a river now. But it did come up 32 feet since the winter. That's how low it was. While in Page, we booked a half-day float trip to learn about the history of the Glen Canyon area and to see its beauty close up. We opted for the early trip to avoid the heat of the afternoon sun in the canyon. The tour started out at Wilderness River Adventure Headquarters in Page. We took a charter bus through the tunnel that led to the base of the dam. There we boarded our rafts and started our adventure. Our guide was a wealth of knowledge and described how the natives lived in this remote, difficult environment and how John Wesley Powell explored the area. The trip took around 3 hours and ended at Lees Ferry. We then took the charter bus back to the headquarters, and I highly recommend this float trip if you're in the area.
They changed this area. The river used to go through there, made the big ox go through there, and then the earthquake lifted everything up, so of course the river doesn't go through there anymore. So this is called an abandoned meander, which is kind of cool. And when we get waterfalls, then waterfalls when it rains, so it kind of makes these little notches here, and it erodes it very slowly, so in a few million years it'll probably be eroded down and the river can go back through that again. This area, once the dam came in and it made the water very cold, then they had to stock this with rainbow trout because the native fish didn't like it cold, so they go down further south. So just that wide area, just the arch is over 300 feet, so that a football field could fit in that. Even though, again, it doesn't look like it, because, you know, again, it's hard. If somebody were to park a car down here, we'd be like, oh, okay, my brain can understand it, but there's just nothing for your brain to compare it to. Self-composting outhouses out there. Be sure and knock. Not all the locks work, so you don't want to startle anybody. The
cliff's 1,000 feet high.
Is because people vandalize this wall all the time. If you read that, one of those things, some guy named Trent put his name on here. So Park Service knows that people are going to be jerks, and vandalize things. So this is kind of the sacrificial area. Again, there's petroglyphs in this area that are about 5,000 years old. Right before the dam, real easy little hike. You hike to some little hanging gardens, and then it gives you a really good overview of the lake. Super easy. For a cliff wall, it's over 1,000 feet high there on the left. Have you anybody hiked the horseshoe yet? Gone up there? Yeah? Is that pretty cool? That observation platform and stuff has only been up there about 5 years. Before that, maybe a couple hundred people a year went to the horseshoe. So I don't know if you all, this is where we are. We're going this way around the horseshoe. This thing is that thing over there. So that way. It takes a very long way. I know, right? Unique because it's so straight. At the end of the canyon here, where it looks like we're going to dead end, that cliff wall is 1,400 feet high, so twice as high as when we started. And from that cliff wall to the one we just came around, this is 2 miles. This is called 2 mile stretch. Doesn't really look like it though. It's really hard to tell our perspective down here. And when all the water sources at tide dry up, then the whole herds will come down here, usually August or so. They look nice and healthy. They're all shiny and pretty, and their names are nice.